Hi guys, welcome to the Far Side of Normal podcast. My name is Stacy Farr, your creator and your host. This week we're talking about a subject I adore. It's romance. I am absolutely gonna confess right now, I am a hopeless romantic and I don't even feel bad about it. I used to, but I do not anymore. We're going to jump in it and I'm going to tell you all about the ways I love romance, have been in the past made to feel bad, but why I love romance and how much I want it and long for it. And not just for me, but for my friends and for even people I don't know. Let's get started. I, again, am always going to keep it 100% real on this podcast. I'm a hopeless romantic, you guys. I'm not even going to pretend I'm not. I'm not going to cover it up. I just am. These cheesy romance movies, the wholesome Christian romance books, Hallmark Channel has me unlocked. Sometimes, especially the Christmas in July and then the Christmas. Don't even talk to me right now. They have Christmas bingo, you guys, with Hallmark. Let's go. But in real life, I love watching older couples, and you know they've been married since like dirt. They still hold hands, they're still laughing and whispering and acting like they're teenagers. I love watching gentlemen walk around the car, open the door, and help their love out. Oh, it just makes my heart sing. I love romance and I love love. I think in the past, I've been made to feel guilty or bad for being a hopeless romantic because it wasn't the cool thing to be or feel or want. It was met with cynicism and pessimism and really, Stacy? Yes, really. Have you been in this world? We need something to look for and love and long for. Romance happens to be what I love. And it's interesting to me that I don't just want it for myself. I want everyone to have that flutter in your chest and the butterflies in your stomach and someone to call you my love, someone to open doors for you and give you flowers, even if they're handpicked instead of store bought. The gesture is still the same. I want someone to hold my hand, and it makes me feel like I'm the luckiest girl in the whole entire world. I want someone to kiss me on the forehead and call me that's my girl or my love or dearest, whatever term of endearment. I want people to look at us and think, oh, I want that. You know, old fashioned romance, opening doors, pulling out chairs. Remember back in the day, they used to, when a lady would come to the table, all the gentlemen would stand up and then someone would help her push her chair in. And then after she sat down, they would sit back down. I miss that. I love when, and it's very rare, but I still catch it sometimes, when you see a gentleman introduced to a woman and they bow over their hand and kiss the back of their hand. I swoon. I'm not even gonna lie. It just makes me swoon. That happened to me last year when we went to the Highland Games and a guy introduced himself to us and his friend and he kissed the back of my hand. You guys, I swooned right there. Look, I'm blushing thinking about it. It was glorious because it was so wholesome and so pure. He wasn't being creepy or Chester molester. It was endearing and it made my heart smile. I want to laugh until we can't breathe and our stomachs hurt. You know, I want to look at them across the room and they look at me and I blush. I want them to say my name with so much love that it feels like home. I want to go on a walk and hold hands, go on a drive on a Sunday afternoon after church. I want someone to cuddle up with me on the couch and we take a nap. I want someone to sit on the porch and drink tea and watch the rain fall. I want to go up to the mountains and be curled up in a lodge with hot chocolate and snacks and reading books together. Or I want him on one side of the couch and I'm on the other. We're not saying anything, but as long as we're touching and we're together in silence. Romance. I was thinking about the show This Is Us. Jack Pearson. If you don't know it, go watch the show. That show is amazing. Jack Pearson was the master of romance. And I remember the episode where Rebecca did a Uno reversed. And Jack came in and he's looking around and he asked, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm Jack Pearsoning you." Oh, that was a glorious episode because a couple of weeks ago we had this service and we were talking about for your maker is your husband and how God romances us. And I'll talk about that in a moment. But what threw me is one of the ladies said, "Wait, so do guys like romance?" Before she could even finish the sentence, all of these men were like, "Yes, we want romance. We want to be wooed. We want flowers. We want love. We want gestures." And I knew that, but hearing it and seeing it spoken so passionately, it took me aback. I'm not going to lie. I thought, oh, and these aren't 20, 30, these are 40, 50 plus year olds married with children. But they were serious about, yes, we need romance. And I thought, oh, okay. And I knew that. So I kind of felt vindicated. But I also felt kind of bad because I think so many times in society, we focus on the woman getting romanced, but not the man. And I'm not quite sure why, but I don't know. In my mind, what's good for the goose is definitely good for the gander when it's a good thing, and this is a great thing. But that had me thinking, guys need romance too. They want small gestures and grand gestures. In the episode of This Is Us, you could tell Jack was blown away that Rebecca Jack Pearsoned him, that he didn't have the market on romance. It was a great episode. I highly recommend going back. And I don't know the name of the episode or even what season it was in. Yeah, I got nothing. But that is a perfect example of romancing your love. I also think about the little gestures. There's been a lot of proposals on TikTok recently. Don't judge me. One of the absolute sweetest ones I think I've ever seen, honestly, wasn't this grand gesture with flowers and diamonds and helicopters and all of this. No. It was in this small little garden, and it was an interracial couple. She was this beautiful dark-skinned woman from a country in Africa, and he was a white guy. Bless his heart and soul. But what made it so beautiful and so romantic was he learned her language and proposed to her in her language. Never have I ever. And when he came out, she was surprised when he started speaking in her native tongue. She looked gobsmacked. It was the sweetest thing. He talked about their relationship and how her culture has influenced him, and he ended up giving her a simple proposal with a shell, and there was a ring in it, and it was glorious. But the effort that he put in to learn her language and then propose, it made me tear up, honestly. You would have thought I was getting engaged. I was so swoony. It was so glorious. And then I remember reading a quote, "Don't marry a rich man, marry a generous man." He was a perfect example of that. And it's funny because I was thinking about this before I started to come up with the concept of a romance podcast, because it's not what you think it is. And it made me laugh because I learned romance from two very different places that you won't believe me, but hand to heart, it's true. The first one was, of course, from God. In the Bible, God is a romancer. And we talked about that a couple of weeks ago when those guys were seriously excited about being romanced. And I started thinking about it, And it's true, for your maker is your husband. And I think about how all throughout the Bible, how God woos and courts and pursues the Israelites, and they act a whole. When I say whole fool, oh, it's painful. But he still pursues them. He still rescues them. He still protects them. He still provides for them. But then also in the New Testament, he gave us Jesus. And what's amazing is I listened to this girl on TikTok, and she talked about how love and God is a romancer, and there's not just 5 love languages. That's too few for God, because he is infinite, and how he loves us is too much for just 5. And when I thought about it, I'm like, she's right. And she was talking about the fruits of the Spirit. And it's true, because if you want to read them later as a reference, it's Galatians 5:16 through 26. And it talks about the fruits of the Spirit. And when I thought about it, God loves us with every one of these every single day. I'll read them really quickly so that you'll have kind of a reference in the back of your mind as we finish this podcast. But the fruits of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. And it tears me up sometimes, honestly, because it's so beautiful how God loves us just like that every day. We get a brand new, shiny sunrise and sunset every day. We get the northern lights in a light show, which one day, that's on my bucket list, you guys. I will see the northern lights. So help me, Jesus. I don't know how, but I'm going to do it. I think about the variety of flowers, and then baby animals. One day I'm going to feed a baby cow with a bottle. Just hold that thought. But the animals and their beauty, I love cardinals and bluebirds. Oh my gosh, they're so bright and so bold, and I love it. I think about how the water sings us a lullaby when you're near the ocean or the sea or the lake or any body of water. I think about how he woos us with music. Music can make us cry or make us laugh or make us get fired up. And he woos us with music. I think about how he courts us with nature. Snowfall, rainfall, even the sun shining down on us and warming our skin, the wind caressing our face, or the breeze that whispers to us. I think about how many ways on a daily basis I don't even realize that I'm being romanced by God. But it's amazing when I stop and think about it. Food, flavors, touch. Yeah. Speaking of touch and speaking of food and flavors, the other person that I learned romance from, which you are not going to believe me, but on my honor, it is true. I learned what to expect and how to be treated by a gay man. Not a word of lie. One of my best friends, gay man, taught me how I deserve to be treated and how I should be treated by any man that wants to pursue me. He had no skin in the game. He wasn't trying to get next to me, but he showed me in the physical, very tangible way how to be romanced, which blew my mind. But if God can use a donkey to talk to a dusty king, he can use a gay man to show his daughter how she deserves to be romanced. And it was amazing. Here's some of the examples. When I was, probably a year into working at our company, because that's how I met him, we became great friends, I had this Alice in Wonderland ring. I don't really have attachments to many things. I'm not sentimental, but this ring I'd had for a really long time, and I loved it. You guys, I had tried on lotion, and I had left it, and I went back, and it was gone, and I was inconsolable. Do you hear me? My heart is beating now just thinking about it. It hurt my feelings. After months of trying to find it, I had to make myself let it go. It's like, Stacy, it's okay. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. But the day I lost it, I called him crying and I was fit to be tied. He was distraught. Unbeknownst to me, for over a year, he had been online searching. He doesn't have a great relationship with God. He's not religious. But he said, Stacy, I prayed. I was like, God, please let me find this ring. Well, a little bit over a year and some change later, my birthday was coming up and it was midnight and we had this adventure. He's like, I have your gift and I can give it to you, you guys. When he gave me this box and I opened it, it was my Alice in Wonderland ring. He said he'd look every couple of months and be like, please, please, please. And he found the ring and I still have it in my heart sword. It was important to me, so it was important to him. Another incident, I had told him, I don't know why we were talking about this. I've never seen The Sound of Music. He was like, what? What do you mean? I don't know, I just never have. Well, a couple months later, he's like, pack a bag, bring this, we're going overnight, and we're going somewhere. And I'm thinking, okay, he kidnaps me. And we go the back roads. We were going to Alabama, to Birmingham. And I knew we were going there. I just didn't know what for or where we were going there. They have all these general stores and mom and pop shops and thrift stores. And I love thrifting. We left early on purpose so I could go to a few of these stores. And remember back in the day, your grandma used to have those silver handled brush and comb sets on the silver tray with the glass top. I found a beautiful one that was silver plated in this little mom and pop general store. And it was magnificent. And I thought, oh, I wish I had the money. And I put it down. We bought a few things and we went on our merry way. Come to find out, in Birmingham, they have this old theater that they restored. They were playing The Sound of Music. You guys, it was the sweetest thing. We get there, we buy our tickets, we're standing there in the concession line. There's these cute little old men in front of us. And we overhear them, we start talking with them. Turns out, 40 years ago, they had taken their gals at the time to this movie. And they were explaining to us that gas was 25 cents a gallon. It was a nickel for the ticket. And then it was 10 cents for a soda pop and candy and popcorn. What? And about that time, their wives came out. They were so cute, and it made my heart smile. At this theater, you see half the movie, and then you have an intermission, and then you see the other half. It was amazing. Well, come Christmas time, we were opening gifts and exchanging them with friends. Guess what that joker got me? I don't even know how he did it because he didn't have anything. The silver handled brush and comb set with the glass tray. And I thought, I'm in love. Again, he's not trying to get next to me. He's not trying to sleep with me. He would open doors for me and he would bring me my favorite treats. On my 40th birthday, because remember, we're going to keep it real. I don't want to tell you my real age, but you're going to learn it one day anyways. On my 40th birthday, we have this thing that we did years and years ago. I don't even know how we came up with it. Anyways, when people would turn 30, it's their milestone birthday. Most people flip out about turning that age. What we came up with is that person would get 30 gifts for 30 days in their whole month of their birthday. They would get a big gift on their actual birthday, but little gifts every day for the whole month of their birthday month. I did that to him when he turned 30. I guess he had to return the favor, whatever. When I turned 40, I had 40 days of gifts. And after it was done, it was so funny. He said, I almost had a nervous breakdown. I don't know how you did this. And I had a spreadsheet and there was color coordinating and columns. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? His effort was endearing. It showed me that not only should I hope for that, but I should expect that. Not in a bad, demanding way, but If a gay man that is not trying to get next to me can do that for me, then my future love should. But not to be outdone, I also am a hopeless romantic, but I romance my friends as well. That 30 days of gifts is just one of those ways. And then also, I thought about it. Guys do need to be celebrated, and they need to be wooed and pursued, and not in a imbalanced kind of way, or be aggressive. No, no, no. Just in a, I think you're swell and I like you back. For this friend's grand opening, he opened up a company. I couldn't be there because I was on a project and I don't remember where I was at. So I sent him this absolutely gorgeous 24 yellow roses in this card. He was over the moon. I love romance. I want someone to call me when they're driving home, and we chat until they make it safely in their driveway and in their house. I want someone to bring me a little tasty treat because they know I like it and they thought about me in the middle of the day. But I want to do that for someone too. I can't wait to kidnap my love and take my husband on a mini trip or a weekend getaway. I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to send him flowers to his job. I cannot wait to make him lunch and put little notes in there and to celebrate big his accomplishments and his birthday. I can't wait to brag and boast on him in front of his coworkers, his family, his friends. I can't wait to wear matching clothes and be cheesy. It just makes me excited thinking about it. I can't wait to ride a carousel or go in a horse-drawn carriage in the park. I cannot wait to wear matching pajamas and have a Christmas tradition. I know it sounds cheesy. I don't care. I love romance. And it's amazing to me that some people have gotten their hearts crushed so badly that they don't want romance. And that makes me sad. I want it for everyone. But specifically, I want it for me. I want it for the girls that have never been asked out on a date. I want it for the women that have never had a boyfriend. I want it for the wallflowers that have not been married. I want it for the quiet girl that has a heart of gold, that has so much love to give because she's never been able to give it. I want romantic love, but I also want to give love to my friends and let them know how important they are to me. But I really want romance. And I'm ready for it. Because we're real on this podcast, do not judge me. Do not say anything, nothing. I have this little chest, and it has all the things that I'm going to give to my love when I get married. I love cards, and over the years, I've collected so many cards. When I get married, I'm going to be ready. What is that saying? I'm already ready. Here's some of the cards that I've collected over the years. I'll show you the chest if I can. I have books. I have a secret love letters kit where you write in this ink and then it disappears. And they can read the letter when they're in light. And then the words come back. I'm so excited about that. Yeah. Okay, here. I know that you can't see them all on the podcast, but I'm going to describe them and I'll show you some of the cards over the years that I have. It's really cheesy, but it's the cutest card, and it has the word let's and then spoon. Let's spoon. I can't wait to spoon with my love on the couch and take a nap. There's one that looks like the alphabet and it says I love you in gold. It looks like when you do your eye exam, and it's super cute. There's one that is my favorite. It says I really dig you, and it has a little heart with a baby shovel. Look how cute that is. There's one that is for my husband, and it's retro print and font, and it says come here you, and he looks so surprised. It's super cute. There's one that is French, and the word is thème, There's so many cards that I have. And another of my favorite, it says, "You've stolen my heart." And it's a burglar in his little black and white with a mask on. And on this platform with these lasers, there's a heart that looks like a diamond. It's super fun. Those are a few of my favorite cards. Yes, because I'm that person, I also have books. Remember back in the day, those little golden books that you used to read as a kid? I think they're still around. I think they're still around. I saw this book and I thought, not only am I going to give this to my love, when I get married, every bridesmaid is getting this book. And what it is a little golden book. And it says, "Everything I need to know about love, I learned from a little golden book." And it has a retro cover. I love this book. There's this book that is a fill in the blank book. You get to tell your love why you think they're great. And the little book says what I love about you, and you get to fill it in. Also, there's this cute book. Again, it's a fill in the blank book, and it is Me, You, Us. It's a book that you can fill in the blanks with together as a couple, and I cannot wait. Look at this. I have this chest, and I don't know if I can pull it to you guys, but if not, I'll post video of it and show you the size of it. But there's little heart paperweights and it has your hand. He painted that. He's so ridiculous. Here is the box of love letters I was talking about. It says, "Secret love letters. Read the timeless tale and create your own legendary romance." It's this gorgeous box. You guys, it has a quill pen and ink. How great is that? I can't wait to celebrate my love. I can't wait to be romanced and wooed and pursued and courted. I can't wait to see if I can match him or best him. Because what is better than two people trying to outlove each other? Nothing. I love love. The old school songs by Etta James and jazz. I love the thought of dancing in the kitchen while we're cooking, or of us washing dishes and having a bone fight. I love the thought of making memories that are grand and small. That he would bring me wildflowers that he picked on the way home. That I would bring him his favorite beef jerky. I don't know. His favorite tasty treat. That we can bake together and cook together and live life together. That we would go to a outdoor drive-in movie together. Share snacks and cuddle up in the back of his truck. Romance doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be expensive, but it has to be meaningful. I think about that song, "I Want a Sunday Kind of Love." I want to love like God romances us in the Bible. I also want to give that love. And since I've never had a love, I have plenty, and I am ready. May you find romance like that. A love that inspires the ages. That makes people sigh and think, "Oh, I want that." Or look how cute they are. Be a hopeless romantic. And be okay with that. Because I am. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Far Side of Normal podcast. Until next time.